Hey guys, girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. Can I just say, I told you so. Even though, technically speaking, as I record it, as you can see, sun, the evil sun, is out and about. You haven't seen, as I record this, you haven't seen the natural disasters predictions video that I did, like today. I've posted at this point. I've posted it. I've scheduled it, and as soon as I've scheduled it and all that jazz, I got a notification on via Twitter X that all major mobile phone networks are completely down in Spain. All of the major ones. Just a couple of weeks after their complete and utter power cut kind of thing. Portugal, Spain, south of France. So it like from things that I said in that reading, and then uploading it and all that kind of stuff, and doing the thumbnail and getting it all done up and ready to go and scheduled, potting around, come back, suddenly I get the Twitter thing, and I'm like, geez, it's almost like I'm predicting things in pretty much real time, even though you haven't even got things that were said in that thing, even if you haven't got it yet, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, I chuckled. I had a little chuckle, and then I've come back. Not at the situation in Spain, it's just the chuckle of the reading, and it's just like, oh wow. So then. This was suggested. This is a suggested question reading from Shirley. Hello, Shirley. And 15 upvotes asking, notice there is no suck-up sandwich. Very disappointing. Boo, Shirley. Boo. Boo. But yes, we have, will the EU eventually collapse? So can we do a reading, please, on whether the EU will eventually collapse for the greatest good for all concerned? Thank you. Always be appreciative. Now, remember, the EU is currently in a recession. The EU is currently, I believe this is a technical term, screwed. Yeah, it's a bit of a, squeaky bum time over there that I hear from my friends over there. So, and that's like in many different countries. Like a friend of mine is just is renovating a place in Portugal, and even he went like, this is, it's like, oh wow, okay. For him to say it, because like most of it just, like most stuff just kind of rolls off his back like water off duck, you know, and then all of a sudden for him to go. And that's the extent that you normally get from him if anything's gone wrong. It's like, wow, if he's going, it must be bad. So let's have a look at this. Thank you, Shirley, for suggesting. And if you want to suggest a future reading like Shirley did, the comments down below. And to upvote, just like the other people's suggestions and vote it up the system. So I know that people are interested. The other thing, because these feel like I need to shuffle a little bit more. The other thing that I forgot to mention, and in other readings today, and I would like to mention it here. Please put in the comments down below if you know. It would be cool. I've been thinking about this for a little while. I wouldn't say for everything, okay, but it would be cool to do live readings on like press conferences and stuff, if that makes sense. There's been a lot going on recently, and you also can mention this in Discord as well. I keep forgetting that, you know, we have a Discord server if people if people want to go and flirt outrageously with each other over there, that'd be cool. But it's one of those situations where they keep these press conferences and live feeds and that kind of stuff keep popping up out of thin air kind of thing. They're not scheduled. There doesn't seem to be, like, I'm trying to find a calendar basically, or a resource that would notify me reasonably far in advance, couple of hours in advance kind of thing, that this press conference is going to happen around about, like, as an example, 4 p.m. Yeah. So then I can like notify people we're going to do this one, blah, 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 get set up kind of thing. And like I said, I'm not going to do every single one, but it would be cool to Monday would have been cool and interesting if I'd known that there would be like a live feed that we could tap into and then read along about the UK EU kind of. Do you see what I'm saying? It would be nice, and then it's just an idea that So if anyone knows a resource that is a calendar or notifies like this is going to happen at this time roughly, so that we could prepare and with a link and stuff like that, resources would be beautiful. If you know of them, please share them down below or on Discord. That'd be sexy. Thank you very much. Another thing that I've been thinking about, and I would like to get your feedback on it. This is not a thing right now. I just want your feedback about maybe doing kind of a call-in kind of thing for Newswiki. So people can call in and it's more kind of discussion of different things. Because what I am very much aware of, especially with global radio, and I can't remember what the other big network is, which has got greatest hits on it. So you've got Heart and all them lot on global, and then I can't remember, it's a B, I think it is. I can't remember what they're taking between both of them, between Heart and all that. They're taking up all the local radio stations, and BBC local stations are now just seem to be syncing together for more and more of the day. So no one really gets a place to have a conversation and express views and things like that in a civilized kind of like respectful way. And I was thinking about maybe doing something like that on Newswiki once a week or something like that. If you're interested in that, tell me down there in the below type thing if that would be something of interest for you. And we'll try and work out how to do it and stuff like that. So anyway, enough of this shenanigans. Will the EU collapse? Will the EU collapse for the greatest good for all concerned? Thank you. Always be appreciative. Right, I think they're fully done. Here we go. That was a lot of shuffle, wasn't it? A lot of shuffle. So, Knight of Wands. Three of Cups. Reflection, Hermit. 10 of Pentacles. This feels like this whole row at the top here feels like the commission, kind of like the people, the in the ilk, as it were, the elite, as it were. Kind of like putting action in, celebrating community and all that kind of jazz and enjoyment, but soul searching. And like this 10 of Pentacles is the value of it and all that kind of stuff. I feel like for some reason I need to do another 4, which is unheard of. So 7 of Swords, betrayal, deception, sneakiness, thieves in the night energy, 2 of Pentacles, balancing act, topsy-turvy, temperance again, 6 of Swords. I don't normally do this. I don't know why I'm being told to do this. It's been a day, if you've been following along, of kind of the last couple of days, I should say, has just been like following my intuition and guidance of how to do these readings for some reason. So now I'm going to do the usual. That's why I'm trying to move everything up. This feels like what they perceive and then what is really going on, or like behind closed doors in the dark places, that kind of stuff. So it's all about community, but there's topsy-turvy craziness going on. It's all about, passion and, adventure and, enjoying putting the action in to make things better. But really it's sneaky, deceptive, sly, manipulative kind of thing. Temperance at the top here with the Hermit, so that's consistent for me. And then we've got the 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, mini leap of faith, that kind of stuff. all about sharing the wealth, but really it's just kind of, it almost feels like going into calmer shores, trying to constantly try and get into calmer shores. But it feels like the Ten of Pentacles is more of a hoard than a sharing of it. Hoarding resources. This feels more like resources. Yes, money is part of that, but than sharing. And it's this like, it feels like this kind of get out quick, almost like a musical chairs kind of thing, energy. Get out quick before the music stops. Four of Pentacles, security. That feels more like holding on tight to the reins, though. 10 of Wands. This is an accomplishment in this deck. Burden would be in reverse. This feels as if it's a short-term win. With the Temperance and the Hermit here, it feels very like it feels as if there is some sort of credibility, some form of what's the word I'm looking for? Righteousness, but not in an arrogant way, but in a kind of holy way, holier than thou way, kind of a like genuineness to it, like, which is a very weird conflict here. So it's interesting that over here we've got like in the face of it, but really on all these levels, but there's this consistency of balancing out this community, balancing out. It's interesting that the topsy-turvy and temperance is all about balance and give and take, similar to kind of the Six of Pentacles, kind of, yeah. And that's an accomplishment. So it feels like sneaky, manipulative people holding on tight to power, holding on tight to the reins, balancing it out, which is an accomplishment, this topsy-turvy accomplishment. But this one over here, Four of Swords, the Calm the F Down card. It's interesting to me because it's got that energy of it's like have the cake and eat it too kind of energy. It's a what's really kind of the curveball is this line here. That's the bit that's really I'm it's like I'm trying to work out who these people are, because it feels that they're in the same, if they're not the same people as these people over here, they're in the same room as each other. I was almost going to say like a hierarchical, that's a word, kind of difference maybe, but it feels as if there is some form of, it's definitely a get out quick plan going on here, but at the same time, this is very complicated. Started off well, and then suddenly the energy is kind of escalated and kind of like almost like a whirlpool, kind of like spin of craziness going on here. I don't quite know why yet, but I'm just putting it on the record kind of thing. So bear with me. King of Cups, diplomatic, sorting this out. Justice, the truth of the situation. The King of Cups is from this side. It's almost as if they're expelling, kind of like pushing out the deceit and deception and the manipulation and trying to bring it back to what it used to be, what it should have been kind of energy. It's weird. It's like, but the problem is that, and that's all cool, all right, because similar, very similar energies to some extent, not completely, but some extent to kind of like kind of the Vatican and Pope Leo that we did like last week or whatever, kind of like pushing out the evilness, the corrupt, the all that kind of stuff to kind of go back to what the Vatican was or should be, or similar here with the EU. It's a weird kind of. But the what's different here and what's confusing here for me right now, and that's why I've stalled a bit, is that the holier than thou kind of people that are trying to bring it back on track have also got this exit plan. They're the ones with the exit plan. They're the one with the resources and the. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not the deceit. It's almost as if these people, and I'm just going to use this as an example. I'm just trying to explain what's going on here. These people over here, I would say, would be similar to kind of low hanging fruit. So kind of like MEPs. You know, they've got a pay rise. They're on, you know, the take, as it were. They don't really care. Blah blah blah. These people here would be more kind of central command, as it were. Yeah, trying to be holier than thou, that kind of stuff, right? Underline, that kind of people, yeah? But they're genuine, but these people are genuine about the program, but they've also got an exit plan. It's like, it's very, because you would have thought, this is what's confusing me. These people, you would have thought, would have the exit plan. Yeah? But these people do. You know, you would have thought evil, yeah, as it were, putting a, you know, trying to help us tell the story. Like Dr. Evil, he's got the exit plan. He's got the, you know, the big boy kind of like rocket at the end of Austin Powers. You know what I mean? And he's like throws it up there. You would have thought these would have the exit plan, but it's these righteousness, kind of holier than thou kind of people have the exit plan. It's very odd. What's also very odd, King of Cups feels like coming from this ilk, right? Kind of feels like with diplomacy and that kind of thing, cutting them off at the pass, as it were. I've also got this truth, justice kind of card here. Notice how, because I'm looking at the card, like the pretty pictures, they're all looking as if these are the ones that are the problematic people. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like the MEPs, the parties that have been elected, these people are the troublemakers, because we're holier than thou. We've got a good, but then secretly we've got, you know, we've got all these kind of back deals and resources and stuff like that, and an action plan to squeaky bum time escape. Last card, Queen of Cups. So we've even got the power couple here. Queen of Cups is looking at the Justice card, the flamingo, yeah? So it feels like this feels like a pincer movement. It feels like, I was just trying to find a big word there, that was it. The pincer movement. This feels like as if this coalition, this kind of group here, who are the ilk from this side, are trying to push them out, the troublemakers, and then bring calm and chill and relax and stuff. But they're looking at the truth of the situation. It's almost as if this Queen of Cups knows more than they're letting on. And I'm trying to work out at this moment whether or not they're going to speak about it or whether or not they know what's going on and they're trying to shut it down. Yeah? In the sense of the noise of it. Kind of distraction. Yeah? Blame the troublemakers, everything's fine. Do you see what I'm saying? It's one of them ones. Overarching energy. Ace of Swords, truth, knowledge, wisdom, information, clarity, yeah? This is at the bottom here, yeah? The breakthrough of it all. Underlying energy. Six of Cups, going back to how it used to be. Reminiscing back to how it once was, instead of this arguing stuff, yeah? So now we've got the baseline, the base reading for the new boys and girls. Sorry, this is taking a bit longer than normal. This is the foundation of the reading. We're now going to use other expensive pieces of cardboard to find out more information and stuff like that. So I'm going to go on the prediction deck. Let's go on this. While I'm shuffling these cards, please feel free to like. If you enjoy the way I read and that kind of stuff, please like the video. Why not subscribe and ding-a-ling that bell so you become a member of the greatest good village? Because it takes a village to support everybody. Come and join the village, my dears. And yeah, it'd be nice to, have you around and stuff like that. And of course, in the comments down below, among other things that I have suggested at the beginning of this reading, that's also where you can put your suggestions, like Shirley did, and get, upvote them and stuff like that. For other people's suggestions and that kind of thing. Put them down there and I'll see them and see what's going on and jazz and stuff. Technical terms once again. Right. Let me have a look at this. These feel... One more. Okay. But I'm just... I'm feeling as if... Because we haven't got to the root of the question yet. This is kind of... This feels like another civil war. And even though I'm calling these people evil, sly, manipulative kind of people with the Seven of Swords, these holier than thou feel also equally, if not more bad, bunny flops, if you get me. Yeah? So it's like I'm none the wiser in some respects. Changes coming. Years. Society collapse. Worldwide. Replacement exchange. This is what we're talking about down here. Kind of like replace this with something else. Imprisoned, detained. They're stuck though. Overarching energy, support role, underlying energy, future time. So there's yet another... Hold on. I've been told to cut just a support role. Tension escalates, mainstream news. Okay, support role, drone strike. So it's bombarded. The support role here feels as if... support role here feels some reason like other entities, kind of, could be WEF, alphabet spaghetti, that kind of thing, UN. There is something here where there's, I don't want to call it an intervention because it makes it sound as if it's kind of like some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Invasion, as it were. But it feels like there is someone or something, entity, coming in to try and save it again. Some sort of bailout. But it's more of a diplomatic bailout than more of a monetary bailout, if you get me. Society collapse. That smacked me. I think the worldwide here this feels more like on the world stage it's being shown, exposed, more than what would be traditionally what the worldwide would mean. Yeah, this feels more like the world card, internet, communications, that kind of stuff in that respect. Not a cycle, but more communication. But the replacement change, it feels like replacing these kind of blaming these people, but they're still trapped. People are still trapped. So these are the scapegoats, but the EU project is still trapped. It's detained. I think there may even be some arrests and stuff like that, but it's almost as if, and this is controversial, I know, but it's like, what is it? In Germany, these people are like the AFD, or is it the AFD? Their equivalent to some extent of reform here. Yeah. And so it's almost like they're the scapegoats. There's stuff going on with some of them, not all of them, but some of them. But it feels like these are scapegoats to try and keep everything on track. Ban that political party, arrest those political party, ignore those people because democracy, even though people have voted for it. Do you know what I mean? It's that it's a weird, like I said, it's this whirlpool energy that just kind of, it's weird. It's just really weird, but changes are coming. Replacement exchange. They're moving like there's some form of get rid and put on someone else, but it's like enough's enough. Let's get the Kipper deck here. The society collapse. That feels now. That feels like. Remember, UK, EU is worse off right now than us. Way worse than us. They're in a recession across the board. 27 countries are in recession. There is like the same problems with immigration that we've got. All that kind of stuff going on, and like, just look at Sweden, how far that country's fallen in some respects. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what is going on? So let's have a look at this. Okay, they feel ready. Oh, hello, causing mischief. It's interesting. I've just realised it's interesting that the jail card, as it were, detained, is on justice as well. I hadn't realised that. I was to be honest with you, in this reading, the society collapse is just it's kind of taken over. The spread compared to everything else, it's kind of quite dominant. So let's have a look. Toil and labour. Despair, yeah, with the collapse. Thoughts. Overarching energy, main male. Underlying energy, message. It's definitely a call out. This could be Trumpy Trump calling it out. The same with the communications over here. It feels like a lot of like that kind of tweets, calling out the corruption of things, calling out the situation, the pressure of it all. We also had mainstream media in some respects later, like behind the support role, which I feel is, like I said, it feels like interventions. It feels like people rushing to save it when the main body people have got an exit. I still back with this exit plan. It just keeps kind of this lifeboat, this life raft. But I don't like that. The double whammy of the toil, labor, despair. People just like work to the bone, as it were. Yeah, it's not. And they're being branded like some of these people are like exactly what Stuttering Starmer did over here. Walking purple did over here in the UK. It's like, oh, far right thuggery of hold on, walking people, far right thuggery, fox. He suddenly got a lisp. But yeah, it's that kind of. I think worldwide, everyone can see. It's almost as if worldwide, people can clearly see what's really going on in the EU. And I've suddenly got that, the energy of, from a sci-fi film. I'm just trying to remember what it was. But, is quarantined. The EU is quarantined. We can't. Doctor Who. There was one episode. Earth is quarantined. You know, it's leave it alone kind of thing. There was another. I think it was Red Dwarf as well there, but quarantine. But it's that kind of energy where this detained is like multitude, double whammy kind of thing. Multiple different directions. People don't want to do business with the EU. People don't want to, they want to keep away. Like, everything's falling apart. Why would you want to, that kind of thing? Meanwhile, the people are kind of at their wits' end, don't know what to do. No one's doing the change, but the change is coming. Tower cards, as I point, the tower card. Wish coming true, 9 of Cups. So yeah, it's definitely, there is things coming, but it's like for who? For whose benefit? Do you know what I mean? So that's why we've got the outcome coming. Here we go. So the outcome to this reading, please, for the greatest good. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Right, outcome to the reading. Right. Holding on tight. Once again, 4 of Pentacles down here, 4 of Pentacles up here. Holding on tight to the reins. Wheel of Fortune, though. This is a burden. In this deck, it's a burden. So it's so even though they try to accomplish something the last time, it snaps back. It's now a burden. 3 of Cups, celebrations on their emergency exit plan. Ace of Cups. From the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, this offer, this kind of, we can reform, we can redo, and all that kind of stuff. Page of Pentacles, whimsical kind of. This feels like trinkets, kind of like that E-gate thing that we have over here with the alleged EU deal that we've just done. Page of Pentacles, trinkets, kind of like keep them, but it's not the root cause. It's not the issues that people keep bashing on about. It's and the thing is, the more you ignore it, the more it escalates, the more angry people are getting, the despair and toil and labor and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's not good. 5 again. There you go. Burdened, spilled milk. Notice that the 3 of Cups spilt here is over here. So whoever these holier than thou are, they're off. They've spilt. They're gone. It's like someone else is left with the baby here. Someone else is left with the EU. Someone else is left picking up the pieces with this burden. But these people, the holier than thou ones, they've got resources. They've got the wealth. They've buggered off, right? Ace of Wands, light bulb moment, aha moment, possibility, opportunity. 5 of Pentacles. Decision. Overarching energy, 6 of Pentacles, back and forth, give and take. Underlying energy, 4 of Cups. When the decision came out, the 2 of Swords here, felt very strongly like maybe they're like at least one country will get like like a UK Brexit kind of referendum. That's the word I was looking for. I covered it well, very expertly, I think you'll find. But yeah, there's some sort of kind of referendum somewhere. This decision here. Oh, it could be great. It could be this. We can make it better. But the Four of Cups here is like they're not interested. The offer, this from the King and Queen here. Oh, I'm such a swear word donut. The King of right. Let's just move this right. The King of Cups, the Queen of Cups. They're the ones left holding the bloody baby over here. Three of Cups, they've buggered. I am such a donut sometimes. It hit me like a train there. It just like, oh, I'm such a pillock. So, excuse me. That definitely was not a cough. That was I was expecting. So I'm on the track here. Three of Cups. People are like, oh, we can make it better. We can make it fairer. We can, referendum, make it good and all that kind of stuff. Try and keep hold of control. But the voter at the work is looking at these people buggering off with all the fortune. They're not interested in it. So it comes down to a decision. Referendum. Feels somewhere like Italy. To be honest with you, it feels like Italy, or it feels like it kind of like that central, what's there, kind of like the Alps. It's like Switzerland's not in it, is it? So it's like, I suppose Germany. Nah, it couldn't be Germany, surely not. But it's like, it's in that kind of strip. That kind of central point is so like Spain is out, France is out, Portugal's out. It's Italy. What we've got, the Alps. Oh, my geography's going to pot here. We've got Germany. What's above Germany? Kind of Denmark, Sweden, all them lot. Finland, all that, like that strip there. It feels like it's in that. Yeah. Whoever it's in that block. The central bit. Technical terms once again. Can we clarify the Two of Swords here? Can we clarify the Two of Swords? Because it feels as if, like, this decision here is a referendum, or it's some sort of Two of Cups. Okay. Partnership. Some sort of partnership here. Bearing in mind the Two of Cups is also the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups. It's the one left holding the baby. Knight of Pentacles. So that once again feels as if it's them two kind of, it's not a partnership as such, but it's like the offer, the two offers. Kind of the Ace of Cups, the offers, more offers. We can make this better, that kind of thing. Tower in reverse. Hangman. So it's almost as if it's on the brink and then it comes back. So will the EU collapse? It feels like in this instance, hold on, that tower has just swung around again. Not like energetically. I'm sorry. Hermit, Ace of Wands again. Page of Wands, the World, this new cycle. Yeah. So basically, because of all these promises, it's on the brink and comes back at this moment in time. For a second there, the tower went from it's not going to happen to it's inevitable no matter what, and then back again. That's what kind of, it went from both sides of what the tower in reverse is, if you get me. So that's why I was a bit confused. But it seems as if it's on the brink and they bring it back with much trinkets, much promises. Yeah. Wow. So will it collapse? It'll get close. What other? Hold on, let me just. I've got eight of wands under the six of pentacles. Will this stop other countries? Will this stop other countries? Because, like I said, it feels like one. Because for some reason, I still think it's like it feels like North's. For some reason, it feels like Denmark, Sweden, kind of that Nordic countries. Seven of Swords in reverse. Five of Wands. Yeah, so it feels like other countries review the situation and they're like, you know what, it's better to stay in. It's not as bad. The changes, the trinkets, that's enough. So it's on the brink and comes back. Cartoon clarity. Any other kind of information? Cartoon clarity. So to directly answer, as I shuffle these, there'll be a referendum or the threat of a referendum or something like that. And instead of what they did with the UK, they've learned their lesson with the UK, it feels like, in the sense of threat. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up, sit down, vote to stay in, that kind of thing. It's almost bombardment of gifts this time, and bribery and good deeds and all that kind of stuff. You know, it feels like a completely different approach, and which is then the game changer that kind of holds it back together again, but no further forward. You know, manipulated. Yeah. The puppet master. This feels like the puppet masters, the three of cups who've offed it. Yeah, they've gone. Profession. This is the people holding the baby, the ones who are just like stuck with what's going on, trying to bring their talent together, trying to work out what to do, that kind of thing. Triumph, yeah, success, and this is the desires. This is the trinkets that we're talking about. Yeah, taking care. We'll take care of you. But there is still this separation. Yeah, there's still this. Even though they've put out the fire, they haven't sorted out the underlying issues still. So the collapse still happens. You know what I mean? It's collapsing still. Nothing. But it's almost like these promises are meaningless. They're not in law. They're not in, you know, it's just trinkets. Yeah? Does that make sense? I hope so. So there's nothing. Ultimately, nothing changes. It just keeps it together again. And everyone else of the madness that's going on, whatever this referendum is, or wherever whichever country it is centrally, because I genuinely thought it was kind of like Italy, but then it just kind of merged up, and I'm stuck at Sweden, Denmark kind of area. Which is really weird, but it's like it's consistent with this reading, with the whirlpool of energy, and then this kind of snaking energy up the map, and it's just very odd going. If you have any idea, if you're reading along at home, please put the comment down below what you think this kind of whirlpool upwards. It's not a whirlpool down, it's a whirlpool up, and it's this snaking up from Italy to across the Alps and stuff like that. It's weird. It's really weird. But it's always from these people and this referendum or this kind of... But anyway, I'll leave it here for now. I hope that resonated with people. I hope that made sense to people. And yeah, if you're new here, please subscribe. Ding-a-ling that bell. Come and join the Greatest Good Village. Yeah, you know, it'd be lovely. Please thumb me like. It genuinely helps out the channel so much, and hundreds of you do it every day, and it's such a blessing. Thank you so much for your generosity and your kindness for doing that, helping us out in the YouTube algorithms and things. However, until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care, look after yourself, be well, and thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.